Yeah. Hey Jesse, Ryan Rappaport, Fight Capital. It's an exciting time for you as an up-and-coming fighter heading into the PFL Championships. How has your journey within the PFL helped shape your understanding of the business side of the sport?
The business side of the sport, I'd say, thankfully the PFL, a lot of things are pretty straightforward. It's actually one of the easier routes of taking care of. If anybody doesn't know, on the regional level, you have to cover a lot of the business yourself. The PFL, it's a godsend. Like it's the best organization I've ever been with, or even been a part of, as far as corner. Like very fluid. Everything's taken care of. Everything good. They take care of their fighters very well. I'm very happy.
Being on the cusp of what could be a major breakthrough for your career, how are you managing sponsorships and media relations, and has that been a challenging aspect as you navigate this new realm here in the PFL?
As much as typical. You try to make your living, especially like in reference back to the regional level, off of sponsorships and ticket sales, in order to survive, because you have to break through that barrier to get to the level that we're at now, where it pays enough for me to sustain a living. Context, I'm 31 years old now, and I'm barely scraping even now. So like anybody get into the fight world, that's what you have to deal with. But that is the part of the game you have to sell. So finding sponsorships is a challenge, but it gets easier with time. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, great. And last question, there's a lot of discussion around those financial aspects you were just mentioning, especially for those who are just getting into it, making their mark. How have you find the financial landscape for the PFL, and is it a stable platform that the PFL is providing for newcomers?
Very stable. MMA in general isn't quite as caught up as all the other sports, but in time, a lot of people complain, but it is a business. I'll remind any of the fighters, anybody out there, it is a business where you have to provide entertainment to get the funds in, to get the funds to the fighters. So it's a fully engulfing aspect to that. But PFL, like I said, it's always taking care of me, and like I said, as far as finances for myself, I couldn't be happier. Like I'm okay with what I'm getting paid. Very happy.
All right, thanks, Jesse.
Eric Watson here with The Grind. We're watching multimedia also.
Right, Eric.
Going over to Thailand, how has that changed your flight tomorrow?
Tons, man. Tons. If anybody hasn't had a trip over there, I recommend it in any of the sports, boxing, Muay Thai, or MMA. Get over there. It's pretty much one of the meccas of the world for fighting. You get a little bit of everybody. They all show up there to train together. So it's not just Muay Thai. When you think about it, you can go over there for anything and get your butt whooped, and that's what you need. In order to get better, you need to find out where your holes are. In order to do that, go to somewhere where people are better than you. So, but as far as Muay Thai goes, obviously you can't beat it. Please go over there and experience that.
Last question for me. Being a local DC, Maryland area guy, what would you say to local amateur guys who want to achieve the same level of success you've had going from amateur to pro?
It's a simple saying that I've been living by lately that's finally clicked to me, and it might not click to the people at the beginning, but trust me, it will eventually. It's don't stop playing the game. That's how you get to the big leagues and everything. Literally keep showing up to practice, test yourself, find your holes. And when you're having hard days or even good days, just remember, keep playing the game. Eventually you'll stop losing and you'll keep winning, and then you'll never lose again. Just keep playing the game.
Hey Jesse, this is Antoine Hoffman with Inside the Standoff by way of WBGR. We believe in God Radio. Yeah, I got the shirt. I'll give you some, but that's I got you.
What you got?
In fighting in Thailand, is it safe to say that you fought over at the, I think it's called the Phuket training facility, like many guys fought over there, like your Max Holloway, Xavier, Israel Adesanya.
Yep.
What was it like, and who were some of your favorite fighters to spar with while at that staple in, MMA gyms?
My latest trip was to Tiger Muay Thai.
Yes.
I had to try it out. It's a little busy of a gym, but like
Yes.
I said, that's good for some cases. You get your little touristy aspect, but you also get a lot of people coming in to find sparring, and people from all over. So we're talking Fazeev, Peter Yan, things like that. It's a good crew over there, and plenty of people that you would never know their name, but they throw you for a loop, and you have no idea what they hit you with, both striking and grappling, and you're like, who is this guy? You look him up, and you're like, wow. There's plenty of no-name famous people that are not famous.
Yeah.
That are better than anybody that's famous. They're out there, they're creeping, man.
Absolutely.
Be careful. But yeah, you can't beat it. You go over there, go any of them, get some good work.
If you were asked to advocate for a PFL video game, how would you go about doing so? What would be your marketing ploy or pitch to, get PFL to say, okay, you know what, we need to drop a video game?
I really wouldn't change much of anything. I hate to say this because I am a gamer. I'm a PC gamer for like the longest time,
Okay,
and I
nice.
try all different genres. But
Nice.
for a sports-based game, don't change the franchise. Like, look at all the other sports games. You have your personnel, your matchups,
Yes.
your thing that everybody likes. Everybody wants to perform in those stadiums and everything. But then also have people fight out on like a platform in the middle of the water, something wild, right, with torches. You can have that little aspect to program a little extra. But anyway, I wouldn't change too much from what already has been made.
Awesome.
Just keep it fun and please make the programming smooth. Looking at some Nintendo stuff, right? Everything
Yes.
works so fluent, so yeah, and it's fun.
Appreciate your time.
Any other weird ones? Like anything. This is fun, man. You get all kinds of dirty details.
I got a question. Last time I saw you, you made weight for San Antonio, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on the championship card. What's that? Wait, what's your change in?
That's a bit of luck, man. Like I said, like one thing to touch up on is the first time I got into the PFL, it was on very short notice, and a lot of my fights were on very short notice. So I adapted to a lifestyle to provide for that. Healthy lifestyle was good for myself, but my first experience with that, going up to a higher level of competition, didn't know what to expect. But what I did learn was one of my most important lessons is they're all human. They're all people, from all the way to the top tier. Down, they're all human. They all have the same fears, worries. When you're about to fight them, you think they have 6 arms and they're super strong, but no, man, they have the same fears and everything. That's what I learned. So I brought confidence out of that experience. I lost those. One by very close, and another one I was doing well and got caught. But that's the thing, don't be complacent. Lots of lessons learned there. But now this is a spot of luck. I happen to be a local. I think that played a part in me getting this spot, and just trying to do my thing. I was an alternate the last few times, so I thank him very much. Like this kind of thing allows me to train for another year or so, and it's hard to get by, but I'm still trying to follow that dream. So they keep me alive. I can't thank the PFL enough. Cool.
I got one more.
Yeah.
With the PFL format being what it is, has that changed your training regimen at all?
No. Like I said, I'm a constant build guy. I find a method that I don't have camps per se. I constantly build and keep everything at about like physically wise, 80%, not 85% mark, where it takes me a few weeks just from my own math to get up to near 100%. So the physical is not so much of a thing. I keep my weight where it should be. So like I said, those short notice fights, fighting often gave me that lifestyle of I constantly get better. But yeah, I really don't want to fight for anybody else but the PFL. So I mean, hopefully somebody whispers in their ear like I want to be a lifelong member, not for the money, not for the opportunity. I like the format. Politics are out of the game. It's you fighting people. It's a roster. You're fighting constantly. There is no on the shelf for a year and a half. No politics in that regard. I think it's the best format ever because it makes you fight. That's it. I love it. I wish there was more of it.